bringing news that matters to you. You're watching the Bahamas Tonight Northern Edition.
Welcome back. The City of Freeport Local Government Council awarding some $80,000 in contracts for the upkeep of parks and playgrounds in the city. Bids were received for some 25 contractors, and 12 were given contracts to carry out the maintenance to 18 parks in the city. Chief Counselor Kevin Ferguson says funds were scaled back this year, but they don't expect any less when it comes to the quality of work from contractors.
We had to pass the burden on to our vendors and our contractors, as cutting of staff was not an option. These are tough times, but we are tough people. And once again, I want to assure the contractors that we appreciate their sacrifice economically, but we are asking them to make sure that the quality of the work is satisfactory to our users and the council.
Now, Administrator Alexander Williams says these are tough times and the council will make a special effort to ensure that contractors provide value for money.
I, along with the council technical people, will be checking to make sure that the quality is maintained, knowing that, for the most part, the contractors are bending over backwards in order to ensure that we do get the work done for the monies that we are spending. But in all that we do, it is expected that we will survive and come out looking with pride and keeping the city as clean as possible.
It is inadequate funding that has slowed the progress of the Reach Out Ministries Community Center. This past Saturday, the center hosted an open house to give members of the public an idea of the amount of work carried out to date. Megan Shepard has this story.
Supporters say they applaud founder Dudley Said for his vision and believe it will change the lives of many young people once completed. Among those supporters were Anton Bullock of Lord St. Andrew 1756 and youth leader Navarre Smith.
Well, we think it's a great idea what Mr. Said has. It'll definitely be a benefit to the community. They have ideas for a community hall. They have a kitchen, computer room. Definitely stuff that people would need, especially in these times where a lot of people don't have the means to, say, have access to a computer, which nowadays is almost absolutely necessary to operate for homework and class.
I just have to take my hat off to Mr. Said for what he's doing. Honestly, it takes a lot of guts and courage to be able to put in an effort for this, and I'm happy to see that the community is now coming together to support him. He has stayed the course. He's been persistent, and now we're starting to realize that he really is truly here to empower the young people of Grand Bahama.
Said proudly took supporters through the community center, displaying the various rooms that will serve the youth once the building is completed. Smith says he offers his support to Said in any way possible.
I'm here to support it. I'm here to let Mr. Said know that in any way I can, I will help him build this place. If I need to, I'll help him sweep the floors, build the roof, clean the windows. But at the end of the day, this is what we need in more of our communities around the Bahamas. We need youth centers that serve as a place of help and hope for the youth of the Bahamas.
Another supporter at the open house, president of the Bahamas Union of Teachers, Belinda Wilson, says she was happy to receive reports that several teachers in the community were assisting with their tutoring program at the center. Wilson also bringing a surprise for Said.
On behalf of the teachers of the Bahamas Union of Teachers and more, specifically the teachers in Grand Bahama, I brought a small donation that he was not expecting, and a little goes a long way. So I just want to say to him on behalf of the Bahamas Union of Teachers, just a little small check, a donation, just to bless the work that he's been doing. And I want him to continue this great work.
Wow. Gee. Wow. Speechless.
Said he was extremely grateful for the donation. The goal is to have the community center completed by March 2014. Megan Shepard, ZNS Network News.
Well, as teachers, parents, and students focus on academics this new school year, a local educator believes that emphasis should also be placed on nutrition. Sabrina Brown has that story.
Research shows that a healthy diet helps children to grow and learn. It also helps to prevent obesity and weight-related diseases such as diabetes. Proper nutrition during childhood can also reinforce lifelong eating habits. As students get back into the books this new academic year, veteran educator Alicia Garland says parents must ensure that their children are nutritionally balanced. She says breakfast is most important.
The child must have breakfast before they come to school because you're working on a machine with no fuel. So they need to have fuel, and even if the child does not want to have breakfast, you have to encourage them, find something that they like, something that is nutritious. And that does not mean because they want a pack of chips and some cookies for breakfast, that does not count as breakfast. It must be something that gives the brain fuel, so it has to be nutritious.
Garland is advising parents to provide their kids with a good mix of fruits, grains, and nuts. She warns against foods that are high in sugar and starch.
I have experience where children are bouncing off the walls after lunch because they just had soda pop and they had chips for lunch and they probably went outside to the vendors and got some French fries or wings. That's not nutrition.
She's also reminding parents to pack water in their child's lunch bag daily.
The brain dries up when it doesn't have sufficient water. Water, water, water. It is so important that our children drink sufficient water.
Sabrina Brown, ZNS Network News.
We saw people dying that could have been saved if we could only use this research, and actually applied it and been able to use it. That this is what the doctor ordered for Bahamas.
Focus this Monday, September 9th at 8:30 p.m. only on ZNS TV 13.